What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. So I made a video a couple days ago how I dumped $4,000 on Bitcoin. This took place right before the Fed meeting. And my speculation was that stocks were going to go up because they're lowering interest rates again, just like last time, just like a month and a half ago or so. When they did that after the Fed meeting, everything started going up. Gold started going up. Silver started going up. Bitcoin started going up. S&P 500 started going up. All the stocks started going up. Because when they lower the damn rates, people borrow more money. And of course, they borrow more money to spend it. So they're putting it into the market, or they're putting it into the stocks, or they're putting it into gold or Bitcoin. So it's making it all go up. But of course, contrary to my prediction and many others, it had a reverse effect. It's like we finally got to pay the piper or something. It's like all this borrowing isn't really doing good to the economy anymore when the economy kind of sucks. Production sucks. Gas is expensive. Food is expensive. And so forth. Jobs aren't as abundant. Jobs aren't as high paying. This and that. The dollar's losing its value. The biggest fucking problem here. So they lowered the interest rates, and to my surprise, Bitcoin started to fall. This is after I put $4,000 into it, which is maybe a good learning lesson. I mean, I knew better. As far as I see it, it's never good to dump a bunch of money on a stock. It's good to just put it in little by little, the dollar cost average or whatever. But I got to admit to you guys, I panic bought. Now, I'm not the kind of guy who's going to panic sell. I know better than that. If you panic sell, you lose money. If you panic buy, not so much. Let's just wait a while and see what happens. But I refuse to sell at a loss. And a lot of you guys have commented on my purchase and my thoughts in my last video. And I appreciate you all. It's been insightful, so thank you. But this was my first purchase in any cryptocurrency, and it's the only one that I intend to do. I'll probably buy more Bitcoin, but I don't intend to buy any of the others. Just this one. So, another thing that they said on that Fed meeting, that Jerome Powell guy, he said how they're not going to make a Bitcoin reserve in the Treasury. He said it's impossible, but then he said how it would have to go through Congress to pass. So I guess in its current iteration, it's impossible until Congress votes it through or whatever. So it seems like it's still possible. But nonetheless, him saying that stuff, I think, caused a lot of market hesitancy. You know, people were thinking, oh, yeah, with the upcoming administration, we're going to have some Bitcoin added to the Treasury, maybe 1 million Bitcoins, or maybe the 200,000 that have been taken from criminals or whatever. It's going to be added to the Treasury. But it caused a market hesitation. And the other stocks fell as well, you know. I can't help but wonder if I made a mistake. I mean, shit, it's hovering around 94,000 right now. I bought it at 99,000. All right, I should have waited. I was afraid. I thought it was going to go up. Yeah, I thought it was going to go to 150 or something. But then that guy at the meeting said the thing, and the market reacted the way that it did to rate cuts, which was widely unexpected. And this is what we get. So I used to criticize Bitcoin a lot. For good reason. And I'll tell you guys why. But I've warmed up to it in that I'm willing to risk some money in it. That $4,000 goes to zero. You know what? So fucking be it. Am I going to sell? Of course not. I don't care what it goes down to. I'm not going to sell. What a stupid fucking thing that would be. Even more money will I lose, you know? I mean, this shit's going to probably go up still. A lot is my guess. But when is the question? So I was skeptical of this stuff for years. I mean, I remember when Bitcoin was $300. You know, this is before I knew all that much about the Federal Reserve, the money printing, the US dollar, debasement of currency, how it's not backed by anything of intrinsic value, and so forth. I didn't know this shit back when Bitcoin became a thing. Was this like 2009, 2010, 2011? I heard a couple guys on the fringe talking about it, but that's it. I remember even thinking, I was like, oh, wow, it's $300 for one. I was like, I wonder if I should buy one. And, I mean, I didn't know where to go, where to buy one, how to do it. But, I mean, I could have looked into it. But that was the biggest thought I had. And that was it. Probably should have bought it, huh? That $300 would be $94,000 right now. But so be it. And my problem with it later, as in recent years, is I look at it and I'm like, okay, what are the negatives of this? And here they are. It requires power to even exist, unlike most assets. Gold requires power to mine, but you can put it in your fucking pocket, so it doesn't require power to exist. Neither does, like, a steel company. You know, it's still going to exist. It needs power to run, but you're still going to have a bunch of steel and shit and assets if the power goes out. Whereas Bitcoin, even to transact, it needs power. Number two, the negatives about Bitcoin. It has no intrinsic value. It's not like gold, where it's used in electronics physically. You can melt it, you can hold it, you can make jewelry with it. But like I said, more importantly, gold and silver, for instance, it's used in medicine. It's used in circuit boards. You know, every fucking thing has a circuit board, like this cell phone even, this computer I'm using. And this shit just keeps getting thrown into dumps, and they're making more and more of it. So we need that gold and silver. So it has intrinsic value, of which Bitcoin has none of. 3, what was the third thing? No intrinsic value. Requires power to even exist. 3 is it doesn't produce anything. Like if you consider the steel company down the road, they produce steel that has intrinsic value because you make a lot of shit with steel, and they need it during wars too. And we need it in buildings, we need it in cars, we need it in everything, man. Bitcoin, and they're producing that shit. That's why, you know, their stock goes up, because they keep making it. Bitcoin's not producing anything. It's this invisible digital thing. So those were the things that I had against it. Now you could say, well, the US dollar doesn't have any intrinsic value either. And to an extent, you'd be right. They're printing the hell out of it. What is there, about 100 trillion of them in the US economy? Or in the world economy, I'm sorry. The Fed is in debt, 37 trillion or so. Just need to keep making it, saturating the market with it, losing its value on a daily basis, the US dollar. So to an extent, that's true. It has no intrinsic value. But what is it backed by? Well, not gold anymore since 1971. But it's backed by, I guess you could say, the US government. And the rest of the world. It's the world reserve currency. Granted, it could lose its place in that. Look into the BRICS currency. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up what's going on here. And if that happens, its value is going to plummet. if they send all these dollars back to the U.S. because they don't want them in their economies. Just imagine the sort of hyperinflation that would cause if some of these countries kick it out of their economy. But you could say the U.S. dollar is backed by fucking nukes. I guess it is to an extent. The problem is the world's getting smaller. There's a lot of folks out there with big military power and so forth. 21 million market cap on Bitcoin. That's how many can be made. That's how many will ever be made. There will be no more made after that. It's almost reached that. It's at like 19 million or something right now. I think it's going to reach that in the next 10 years or something, the 21 million. But I mean, it's not much of an inflation. You know? Those aren't very big numbers that we're dealing with there. And then it's done. So we're comparing 21 million Bitcoins to like 100 trillion US fucking dollars. Yeah. The difference is astronomical. What a crazy thing, how they can inflate it. So what is this going to look like? You know, you could say, well, Iceman, you said it doesn't have any intrinsic value. Yeah, that's true, but the people give it the value. It has perceived value, and this is the way the world's going, whether or not you like it. I mean, they already fucked up the US dollar anyway. Now, currently, it's the most valuable currency in the world. Maybe, aside from Bitcoin. But with that being said, it might not hold its place in that. You got these other countries looking to add it to their treasury. You got these funds looking to add it, who already are adding it to their stock. You know what I'm saying? You got the upcoming administration saying they're thinking about adding it to the treasury. Be it one way or another. What if it replaces the dollar? Could you imagine? So the upcoming administration, they could take the Bitcoin. Say they buy 1 million Bitcoin. Say the world's in peril. The world's fucked, right? Like where it seems to be going. Countries fight, this and that, economies collapse, disagreements, disputes, creating their own currencies, like what I said. These alliances wanting to make their own fucking currencies. It's a big deal, man. Yeah, some of the woke media says, oh, it's not going to happen, but they're just probably saying that. They're probably a part of it. They're probably trying to make that shit happen. You know? On a collapse fucking Babylon or something. No, I don't think the United States is Babylon, but it's probably that woke bullshit is Babylon. If there is such a thing. Who knows? But with that being said, what if they begin a conversion? No pun intended. The dollar and Bitcoin. What if it comes to that point where Big Red Dragon country, Russia, India, of course, India should join the US in terms of using the currency, you know, they shouldn't join that BRICS bullshit, but I don't know. I read that they're in that thing, right? Like they have those meetings and shit. It's unfortunate, but I mean, none of them should, but I mean, it seems like a couple of them are, you know, you got Big Red Dragon, you got Russia, you got South Africa. You got all these fucking places who want to make their own damn currency. What if this happens? And then they throw those trillions back to the U.S. economy. You're going to be fucked, man. Unless if someone's there to think quick, which I guess is what we have to lean on in our hopes. I think what would have to happen You have to freeze the fucking market. Because it'll just shoot everything up into oblivion. Prices, even stocks, you see the S&P 500 go to like $1 billion fucking dollars a share. And what a shock that would be to everything, you know what I'm saying? Bread, beans, shit's gonna be like $100 a sack. I think they'd have to freeze it or some shit. And then they're gonna have to do a conversion. Like, okay, if you got US dollars, we're not gonna let any come into the shores. If you got physical dollars, we're going to lock up the fucking border so we can't ship them over here. But the ones that you have, come turn them into the damn bank. And we're going to convert it into Bitcoin. We're going to trade your US dollars for Bitcoin. We're going to send you a fucking check in the mail for Bitcoin. During this transitional period where your money can still have global worth. Because it wouldn't if they just made a new currency. If they're like, okay, we're going to make that digital US dollar and nobody's going to fucking want it. Except for the folks who live in the United States, because they're going to have to use the fucking thing. But then you're not going to be free, man. You're not going to be able to go to Canada if you wanted to. Not that, who the hell would want to go there? You're not going to want to go to Mexico. You're not going to want to go to, any fucking where. Just have some digital shit that nobody even knows what the hell it is. They're like, oh, you're the guys who destroyed the world with your infinite US dollar. We don't want you even over here. And what the hell is that digital thing? You guys trying to do it again? It's what they'll say. But if you put it into the Bitcoin, it's already a world established thing. Anybody in the fucking world can own it. Everybody knows it's something. And they know that it's something that has a massive value to it. Perceptually, anyway. I think that's what they'd have to do. And it kind of laid the foundation. I mean, in a sense, you could almost look at it like the people made this currency. Some Japanese guy made it. Then he went and hiding. He's fucking scared. Look what the hell happened. All the world knows. What has he done? I mean, as far as I see it, it's something good right now. Because of what I said. This is a currency that's already established throughout the world. It seems like we'd have to convert the dollars to that. Say you have 50 grand in your bank account. U.S. government's going to be like, okay, we're going to hone down. Boom. There's going to be this transitional period over the next month. You guys got to walk into the bank. You guys got to prove your identities, this and that. And we're going to convert your money to Bitcoin. Be like, oh, what about all the fake digital numbers coming from overseas? Be like, well, we're going to shut all that bullshit down to do this transition. It seems like it could happen. And honestly, it makes me want to go buy a little bit more. Shit's $94,000 right now. I don't know. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Like this video, become a patron to support the meditations. Links in the description below. Peace be with you.